Hello Tampa, I'm Rebecca Green with Channel 5 News. In recent reports, retirees have collected far more in benefits than what they paid in taxes for Social Security. However, that's changing. Many of those retiring will have paid more into the coveted entitlement program than what they will get back. This is the first time in the program's history that taxes outweighed benefits for a couple with average earnings. The imbalance will get more pronounced for future generations. Couples now in their early 40s will have forked over $808,000 in Social Security taxes by the time they retire, but get back only $703,000 in benefits. A big part of the problem is that there are fewer workers to support the growing number of retirees. The system is now paying out more in benefits than it collects in income, with the difference coming from the so-called trust fund. But the trust fund is set to run out in 2033, after which the program will only be able to pay about 3/4 of promised benefits.
Hey Rebecca, I'm standing out here in Tampa, and as you can probably tell, it's a bit nippy. And I'm pretty sure this is the coldest day that Florida's ever had, because just look at this wind blow. Look at it. As you can tell over there, a leaf just blew, and that probably should tell you how cold it really is. Whoa! Oh, that wind is strong. Alright, well that's it from me. Back to you.
Thank you, Wendy. Now let's hear from our field reporter, Darla, about the housing market.
Hey Rebecca, I'm here reporting live in Land O'Lakes, Florida. In recent reports, the housing market has become increasingly stronger. The pace of housing starts came in at an annual rate of 1.04 million in the month, up 7% from February and 47% from a year earlier. It marked the first time since June 2008 that the pace of building crossed the 1 million benchmark. But much of the spike in housing starts was due to a surge in building apartment and condominium complexes with 5 or more homes in them. Those units jumped by 27% from February and 82% compared to a year earlier. There is strong demand for rental housing due to a number of factors. Younger workers who were stuck living with parents during the recession are moving out on their own in large numbers. And former homeowners who went through foreclosures or bankruptcies are often unable or unwilling to buy again, forcing them to rent. After years of depressed activity, single-family home building and real estate have turned around in recent months. They have been helped by a combination of near-record low mortgage rates, lower unemployment, and a drop in foreclosures that has lifted home prices.
Hello my little stars. This is your queen here, Stacy Starr. And today I'd like to talk to you about some entertainment. Recently, my personal paparazzi Lorenzo snapped a photo of Charlie Sheen and Betty White going to the movies together. Can we get a close-up on this picture? Because I think that's pretty clear that they have a secret relationship. Yeah. And I know what some of you are thinking. Oh my god, she totally did that. I can't draw that much real love. Okay? All you haters out there. Okay, but anyways. So, just let me know what you guys think about Charlie and Betty. I think personally they're a pretty cute couple, but that's it for entertainment. Stay sweet, my starlets.
Breaking news! I'm here in New York City on Wall Street, where a report has just come in saying the Dow Jones has suffered a triple-digit drop. Investors struggled through a third straight day of volatility as weak economic data from Europe and disappointing earnings reports in the U.S. prompted a pullback in stocks, the euro, and oil prices. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished with a decline of 138.19 points, or 0.9% to 14,618.59, for a third straight day of triple-digit moves for the blue chip index. On Monday, the Dow suffered its biggest one-day decline this year, falling 266 points before recovering most of those losses on Tuesday. The 3-day run of triple-digit moves is the first since late February, when an inconclusive Italian election cast uncertainty over Europe's debt crisis. Leading the stock declines were technology, energy, and financial shares, on a day that saw all 10 sectors of the S&P 500 fall and about 94% of the S&P 500 stocks trading in negative territory. In contrast to recent days, however, the Dow didn't see any irregular moves in late trading, finishing well off its intraday lows. Limiting the declines were the strongest sectors of the year: healthcare, utilities, and consumer staple stocks, and as defensive sectors, which are less tied to economic swings. Now let's head back over to Rebecca in the studio.
Thank you, Darla. And in other recent news, the cost of Cyprus's international bailout has gone up by 6 billion euros. To receive 10 billion euros in emergency rescue loans from the European Union and the International Monetary Fund, Cyprus will now have to find 13 billion euros from its own resources over the next 3 years, compared with about 7 billion just weeks ago. Cyprus agreed last month to close one of its biggest banks and raise deposits of more than 100,000 euros at another bank to raise the bulk of its contribution to the bailout, without which it faced financial collapse and possible exit from the euro. It kept banks shut for nearly 2 weeks while it negotiated the deal with the EU to prevent a massive flight of cash from the country, and with an uncommon move from the Eurozone, imposed strict limits on withdrawals and transactions, which they reopened at the end of March. At 23 billion euros, the total cost of the bailout will exceed the size of Cyprus's economy, which was brought to its knees by losses sustained by its bloated banking sector on investments in Greek government debt and loans to local businesses. Some economists believe Cyprus may be forced to seek a second bailout, given the challenge of raising such large sums at a time when the economy will be contracting rapidly. That is all the news for today. Have a nice day, and stay tuned for the 7 o'clock news.